Now, on my blog, I specifically talked about the VR games, but something that you might want to know about VR games is that you kind of need one of these, a headset. This one is the Valve Index for like $1,000. It's very expensive, but it's well worth it because the headset itself, very comfortable, very high quality too. It has built-in headphones on the side that you can just flip down whenever you want. And it has an area to store something. I believe it is the chargers for the headsets. Sorry, the hand grips. Yeah, and it also has a USB port in there, so you can plug in the headset. The controllers while you're playing, so you don't get that. So you don't have to be attached to the thing and be like this. Instead, it's with your head. Another great thing about the Valve Index happens to be these nice, well-fitting controllers with the trigger button, the BA button, the thumb trackpad, the joystick on both sides, and this pit right here. This basically acts as your grip. So you, instead of just having to press a button with your fingers, you can physically lower like a certain amount of fingers to grip something. It's very nice when you want to do like hand gestures, like this, or this, like rock on, or I love you. It's very cool. Another cool thing about the Valve Index is that, unlike most VR systems, specifically Oculus, you need to create a Guardian by yourself, mostly because the sensors that it uses to pick up stuff are there on the headset itself. But because the Valve Index is a very expensive thing, it comes with these things, which are little sensors that you just plug in, and they'll automatically connect to your index and let it to where it shows the entire place that you are. So you're not confined to a little Guardian like you would be with a Oculus. Now, one of my favorite things to do in VR is play games as what you normally would. No, but this helps it way more because the little headphones that I talked about that are adjustable, they are complete surround sound while you're playing the game because you can put them directly at your ears. One of the better things about the Index compared to the Oculus headsets is that it connects directly to Steam instead of having to quickly go into settings and set it up so it can play on Steam games instead of just Oculus games, which is very great. Also, having the direct link to Steam means that no matter what, even if because Oculus has to go through servers, the Oculus servers can be down, making it sure you can't really play that much. This one connects directly to Steam, so it connects directly to the games that you were trying to play. So the only servers that are down are if the game that you want can't be played, which rarely happens because of how optimized these games are, specifically to be in virtual reality. Another great thing about the Valve Index, is that it's created by the same creators of the Steam website and Valve, the game studio. So it's very optimized because it's made by a website that specifically sells games and only games, really, and by a company that's been making masterpiece games such as the Half-Life series, Portal series, TF2, CSGO series. So it's very optimized for just being able to play games on it. instead of have like the Oculus having like home theater and all that, where you can just walk where you or if you don't want to watch games, you can watch things. That's one of the downsides about it. There are some downsides with it. Number one is it is connected to a cable. Well, yes, the cable is annoying while you're playing because normally you have it behind your back. You can get tangled in it. It may be annoying, but it actually helps you play better because it has constant stuff going directly to it that makes it to where it has better. You would get better hertz because of it. You get better gigabytes, better frames, less issues with Wi-Fi connection because you don't got to connect a separate thing to Wi-Fi. Back to these lovely controllers. They're held by this little band right here that goes on your hand, and it is completely adjustable. If you want to loosen it, there's a little button right here that loosens it. If you want to tighten it, you just take this string, tighten it as much as you want. Another great thing about these controllers is they're very hardy. These are some very hardy controllers. I, myself, like to punch in games, so I actually do have a couple dents in the walls from doing that. There's where I scraped the paint off. Little dent in the wall there. Not too bad, but even with my full force punches just going like that, there's very little damage there. Only like a little scuffing, but that doesn't do anything to the actual controllers. And the Joy-Cons, these little Joy-Cons, one of the main problems that people have with VR is that these Joy-Cons create drift. And drift just makes it to where instead of like them being centered and straight, and you go straight when you want to walk straight, they'll instead, if it's drifting this way, it'll go diagonal. So with this drift, it makes it to where you can't walk straight, and you can't even stand still because it would walk you that way. One of the best things is it doesn't get drift, and if it does, there's a very simple and easy solution to it. You take a toothpick, like this one, you bend the end of it, and just stick it a bit in there, and just swirl them around, and you get that dust. Just toss it away, toss the thing up, and it's just brand new. Now, like I said, most VR games are going to be like social based, like VR Chat, Pavlov, Rec Room, and a couple others. Well, a lot others. They're more oriented onto the social aspect. Other people playing VR. The Valve Index, like most headsets, has a mic built in so people can hear you talk in real time while you're playing the game instead of having to have a mic such as this mic right here be hooked up and set out where you could hit it and because mics are expensive, potentially cause yourself a lot of damage and making it to where you have to buy an entire new mic, which is not fun, especially putting them up. These things are very nice because you don't need to hook them up to anything really. All you have to do is provide power to them and they will work because they connect up to this automatically. One of the things that the Valve Index has is it has this. That is Steam VR. It hooks up to the Steam website, and it's basically a software from the Steam website that that has all your games already there, and you have like a little house that you can customize really when you're not playing games in it. You can click games that you want to play while in that house. And you have like full customization of it. Especially, there's people in the workshop, which is Steam's version of like the community-driven thing that makes it to where people can add something to it. So if someone wants to make a house design that's basically like the Star Trek ship, for example, they can, and just because they don't want themselves to only have it, they can put it onto the workshop, and people can also download it and subscribe to them, and it gets them like some recognition, like, oh, this is a good map creator, and all that. It's very nice. The Steam market really likes helping out the community with that. But yeah, that's the Valve Index. It's the one I personally use for VR games. It's very fun. And it may be a bit pricey, which is one of the main downsides, but compared to how long this will last and how durable it is with these controllers, it's a good thing. You can also you can go onto the HTC website, which is another VR thing, and get yourself some full body tracking modules that will just go up like these and let you have full body in games. So instead of just having your hands and your head move personalized, you can have it to where you can literally just do anything you want with your body, and it will show in the game. That was the review of the Valve Index, and why I very much support getting the Valve Index as a later headset instead of like a first time. First time, I would suggest, if you have a PC, picking yourself up one of these, an Oculus Rift, or if you want to be more like less stand still in those areas and you want to take it places, get an Oculus Quest or a Quest 2. The Quests work just fine.